Hey guys and girls, thanks for joining us on YouTube for this, the sixth version of Dogs and Cats Living Together. It is six, five or six, five, six. Even I can't remember. I did this last time. Same thing. I can't remember. Whatever it says in the title. It's been a
That's it,
really
yeah.
long day. It's so hot. It's Monday, the bank holiday Monday, and I'm just melting in the heat. Tonight it's just me and Alex. Say hi, Alex.
Hi guys.
And we're going to be talking about Portsmouth Comic Con that was a few weeks ago. The heat, which is just melting me, and everything in my world at the moment. I just can't, I'm no good in the heat. I prefer winter. I can't do summer. I'm not that kind of person. I can't do sweat. It just does me in. And then we have in a few weeks Port Solent Comic Con. So essentially, Alex, this is kind of a one-to-one. I mean, we do a Ghostbuster spotlight thing. It's kind of like that, mate. So what I
Yeah,
can do here is
we're in the hot
bounce off of
seat.
you. I mean, people won't know this on YouTube, but Alex has just been promoted or brought up from the ashes into the admin team of Portsmouth Ghostbusters and happily accepted, which we're like yeah, because I've got to say, we got a really good team. Everybody is amazing, and some people go above and beyond, and Alex is one of those people. So when I spoke to the other admin members, talking about having someone else come on board with the admin side of things, your name was top of the list, dude.
Well, I
How do you
appreciate
feel
Andy.
about
Yeah, no,
that?
no, it was a great honour. It was out the blue. But no, I accepted, and yeah, no, really appreciative. I
I
can't wait
mean,
to get stuck in with a bit more, admin side and a more
yeah,
roles. So yeah,
good. And I still need to add you. I mean, if you want to be added to like the Facebook group as admin, you can start looking at the kind of accepting posts and that kind of moderation side of the Facebook
yeah,
if you're up for that.
whatever you
Tom
need,
does a very
whatever you
good
need.
job of that. To be fair, Tom is on the ball with all of that. It's brilliant. But we
Yeah,
could always use another pair of eyes on the socials. Uh,
yeah,
so I mean, for me, Portsmouth Comic Con was and has been so far the highlight of our year. Our calendar, our event calendar, if you like, because we got to introduce everyone to the walkthrough, which we've been trying to put in motion for the past uh, 7-8 months since we found out that we were invited back. And to be fair, and this is what I've said to everyone. I know there's some people out there that won't believe this, but we actually didn't think we'd be invited back, and we were very surprised and happily surprised that they wanted us back this year, and said, "Can you do something, big and good and get people through the door?" So we happily said yes, and then we rushed everything through to work out what we were going to do, and then bless Alex here came up with a video of some bits and pieces he'd got from work, and we were like, oh. So
yeah.
if anybody's watching this and actually joined us at Portsmouth Comic Con and went through the walkthrough, you'll notice we had a lot of oscilloscopes and whatever other scopes they are. I don't know the names. And generally, we have a few of those and they don't work. Now we have some that do, thanks to Alex. And that's
They don't
not the
know
reason
what they
why
do,
you're.
but they turn
Well,
on.
you know what though? They look the
Yeah, they
business.
look,
They really do, and it
they do.
and intermingled with the other stuff, it just. I think it made the display look really good. And thank you so much for donating them to the group. They're currently sat in my shed. Uh, but yeah, no, I mean, like I say, Portsmouth Comic Con was kind of has been so far the highlight of our event calendar. Mainly for the fact of the hard work that everyone put in to make the walkthrough what it was, and the feedback. I mean, I don't know about how you felt. Even on the day, people were going in and coming out, and they were just amazed with what they saw. We wanted to make it not. We didn't want it to be in people's faces, so people saw the door, the firehouse fascia that I made, and were more inquisitive than anything else, and that drew people in, and
Yeah,
they went through, and the feedback from inside was just great. How do you feel about that, Alex?
that's good.
What was your take on it?
Yeah, well, so I saw it being set up on the Friday night, and yeah, I was just blown away by it. Just the walkthrough, all of it, Izzy stuff on her table, like I said, all the racks
Is
of
it?
the
Yeah.
stuff lighting up. Yeah, the proton packs, and obviously the ghosts. They were brilliant,
Oh, Steve,
really
bless him,
good.
has been working since I had the meeting
Yeah,
with them. We always discussed about having more ghosts and stuff like that, and what could potentially do. But given the fact we were given the space and asked to do, the walkthrough, Steve was just on it. It's literally, I mean, I was getting daily and weekly updates on paper mache and and bits being glued together here and there, and things that are broke because we got to the point where something was not quite ready, and it just, yeah, it was touch and go. There were a couple of ghosts there that we would like to have had there. We just didn't have the time. Steve, bless him, has been working his socks off, and that's in and around, family and life. Curveballs being
yeah,
thrown at him left, right, and centre. Bless. He's had a lot of family turmoil, if you like, over the last few months, and he still pulls through, and that's the kind of dedication that a lot of our
yeah,
members have, which is really, really good. And uh, yeah, I mean, yeah, for my take on the Comic Con was I need to be more out front, not behind stuff. Like, the last few years I've been almost too much behind the desk, and not enough what I'm used to and what I like doing is
yeah,
actually meeting people. Standing behind and worrying about how this has been done, how that's been done. So I've taken, as Alex will know this, I've taken a kind of step sideway a little bit in terms of how the events will be managed on the day, which means I can do what I like doing, and that's cosplaying. So some people may or may not have seen or know that
exactly. Yeah,
we're going to have a new kind of mascot, and my T-shirt might give a little bit of that away. So I've decided, was I talking to you, Alex, when we were there, that I saw a guy in America who'd done a Ghostbuster mashup with a turtle, and
yeah,
I mean, it was pretty. I mean, it was a lot of, you know, I don't know how much it would have cost him to make the kit he had, but the back shell was the proton pack, but it was done in a way that was more like a shell. I'm planning to do more like a proton pack painted like a shell.
it
But
looks like
I've
a
got
shell. Yeah,
Leo, Buster, Leonardo will be at Port Solent in a couple of weeks. So I don't even know why I did it, but literally got back from Portsmouth Comic Con after talking to
yeah,
everybody about how I was amazed by this guy in America who's got this turtle. I think it was Raphael. I don't think it was Leonardo. Uh, and lo and behold, just so happens in my Google search was was turtle mask, and Leonardo
yeah. The
appeared
fates
to be.
aligned. It was a sign.
You know what though? Leo was always my favorite because in the original cartoon, Leo kind of ran the gang. He was kind of the leader of the gang, and it wasn't so much later on. But the original cartoon was one of my favorite when back in the day. So when this mask turned up on eBay, and it was a really good price for what it was. I don't know where the guy got it from, but it's a proper latex. You'd expect to pay, I'd say, 200 or 300 quid for it, but I got it for much, much less than that. And I just thought I'd put together a new mashup. So Leo
Yeah,
Buster will be at Port Solent. I
why not?
can't wait.
It's what it's all about, cosplaying, isn't it? You
Yeah,
getting having fun again with it.
yeah, exactly that. I think we
So
we had an admin meeting. What was it, last week?
mm,
My take on it is like I feel like when my photography business became a business, it went from being a passion to actual work. and I think I was getting more
Yeah, job. Yeah.
headaches because of it. And it's a similar kind of thing. So with the event organization stuff like that, it can get pretty. I don't even know what the word is, but
Yeah, of
it can
course.
get pretty heavy. Go with heavy. I like that word. Get pretty
Mm.
heavy. So decided that at Port Solent I'll be out front with Leo Buster every night. I can't stay in it the whole day. Not really that kind of cosplay.
It's
So maybe
a
an
day
hour.
like today.
I can't. Yeah, I can't even. The good thing is it's got a fan inside the helmet. So
Yeah.
inside because it's actually built around a helmet, so it's got a fan on it, which is quite nice. Uh, it's not the first time I've been in a mask similar to that, but not to this thing has very little sight, and everything I can see is kind of at a 45 degree. So I've got to keep the head up, kind of look down through the mouth to kind of see
Yeah.
where I'm going, which is why I'll be having a spotter.
Yeah.
Going to be Alex going to be working alongside me at Port Solent. So if anyone's watching this and wants to come meet and get a picture with Leo Buster, we're going to be down there with Austin's coming down with his car again. Brilliant, that'd be awesome. And we obviously have our tent down there. We're going to be doing the third installment of our mass hysteria fundraising campaign. We've already done Gosport. Portsmouth was the second one. Port Solent will be the third one, and the total from everything we make will be rounded up, and that's going to cancer research. So yeah, come down to Port Solent Comic Con and buy something or join the raffle. The raffle isn't doing very well, funny enough. Got some really good prizes, and I'm surprised that I've sold. I say I've sold one ticket. One free ticket has been claimed because you can get a free ticket
It'll,
if you go on the website.
yeah. It'll
Uh,
pick up. It'll pick up on the day. We'll
yeah, it
push
will
it.
do on the
Push it on the
day, I
day.
think. Yeah, yeah. I know. Andrew had problems with the payment thing the other day, but I think it was his end because I did a test and it kind of worked. So yeah, we'll be all right. And there's some really good prizes on there. So we've got the lamp, we've got a signed uh, photograph in a frame, and we have a Ghostbuster rucksack. There's all as one prize, which is quite a nice little
Yeah.
bundle. Uh, yeah. So I mean, Port Solent. We started. Was you? When did you join, Alex? Was you at the first Port Solent gig we did?
I was at your first. I was at the Southampton. Your first Southampton one. That was like the
Right,
first con
got
after.
you. The
Yeah.
Creed convention one down at Eastleigh.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Right,
I think you did the Port Solent, and then that was your first one venturing out.
that's right. Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. So you may not know that we kind of started at Port Solent. Was our first kind of big-ish gig because I had this amazing idea to put on this Ghostbuster meetup. And I knew Carl, who's got it's Ghostbuster car for hire. Ghostbuster car for hire. Uh, I've done an event with him with another like charity a few months previous. I kind of said to him, "Would you come down and do if I put on a charity event? Would you come down and do the event?" And he said, "Yeah." And he said, "Where's it going to be?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know because I was supposed to have I'd contacted this really amazing venue, which I won't name and never will because I don't want to put them in a bad light because I don't really know what happened. But I was talking to them in I think it was the October of 2020, 2021, 2021, 2022. I can't remember anyway, 2022, I think it was, uh, to put on an event in April the following year and have loads of Ghostbusters turn up and we got the car. And we were talking, and the person I was talking to from the event team was like, "Yeah, yeah, message in the new year, we'll get you sorted. If it's for a charity, we'll make sure it's all sorted and whatnot." And didn't hear anything back. Contacted them loads and emailed, got nothing back whatsoever. And it was like 3 weeks before April, because it was going to be on April the 1st. Was it the 4th? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, beginning of April, and heard nothing. So I was like, I got, I had Ghostbusters from everywhere saying, where are we meeting? What's going on? You know, uh, the group hadn't really kicked off, so it wasn't really a Portsmouth Ghostbuster group as such. It was just a Facebook group, so it was more just like a community. But there was lots of Ghostbusters in it wanting to come to this, this big event.
Mm.
I was like, I don't know. So I had to bite the bullet and I messaged Port Solent. And I got an email back from Lisa, who's amazing. She's like the event coordinator down there. And this was like only a few hours after I emailed. She was like, yeah, you can have the event here. Just come, and what do you need? At that point, I didn't really need anything. I just needed somewhere for the car to go and for us to stand next to it. Do you know what I mean? It was just gonna be that. But she was
What were
amazing.
they doing Comic Cons
No,
by that time?
they had
No.
done a Comic Con already. They'd done one back in 2018, but then didn't do one after that. So there was
Mm.
nothing like that. So uh, it was it was a miserable day. Remember rightly, it was pouring down, and I know it was pouring down rain because Carl picked me up in the car. I actually drove to my house in the car and picked me up, and we drove down to Port Solent because I only lived just down the road. And going around the corner, I got soaked because the car door doesn't actually close properly, or there's something in the lining above the
Yeah.
passenger seat, and I just got absolutely soaked. But you know what? I didn't care. I was being driven,
I bet.
in an Ecto-1. So it was like, yeah, whatever. So we walked up down there. Loads of Ghostbusters turned up. Debbie from the Cancer Research Shop donated loads of food and drinks and stuff like that for everyone. We just hung around, and it was just nice. It was just so nice. The
Yeah.
news turned up because I still have contacts with the guys at the news. And I said, we're putting on this event and it's going to be Port Solent. And we got loads of pictures and it was just pouring, bucketing down the rain. Absolutely bucketing down. Do you know
Mm.
what? We had so much fun and we raised a load of money for cancer research. It's really good. Uh,
And
yeah.
that obviously brought the spark and the idea to do the Portsmouth Ghostbusters from
It
there, I
did. It
imagine.
pushed it pushed the group in the way it is now, rather than it just be a Facebook community. I wanted to put loads of people together because me and Steve had this idea years before, just to have a couple of mates just dress up, because we used to dress up in Star Wars
Mm.
stuff. We used to have Jedi and stuff like that, and we'd done a little Star Wars fan film many years previous, and we were just like, what can we do next? And Steve was like, let's do Ghostbusters. I'll make some proton packs, and we'll just do that. So it was just going to be that. And then we few years forward after it not really doing anything. I'd gone from being after COVID, before COVID, I was quite prolific in fundraising as a stormtrooper. That went completely out
Right.
the window during COVID. Obviously, we couldn't do much in COVID anyway, but I put on a load of weight. There's no way I was getting back in my stormtrooper outfit. Never going to
Right.
happen. So decided to revisit how I was going to approach fundraising. And thinking about it, Ghostbusters is easy to get into, and it just
Yeah.
kind of went from there. And I didn't really have a proton pack, so I'd had well, I don't know where I got it from, but I managed to get hold of a Spirit 80%, and I'd done
Mm.
a few mods to it here and there, and sounds and lights and stuff like that, and did all my kind of yellow tape, the yellow hazard tape stuff that I did with my more recent pack, and that kind of took me to Facebook to make the group, so I could show people this pack, and
Yeah.
the YouTube channel as well. And yeah, and it was after that point, and then after the event, that there was so much interest. I just thought, let's just get the ball rolling, get a group going. So kind of did well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is the legacy of Portsmouth Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Uh,
May it continue.
yeah, it was just another outlet for fundraising initially. That's all it was. It was, and it still is that. That's still a
Mm.
massive part of what we do. Don't get me wrong, love going to the Comic Cons and just being at a Comic Con. But like I say, for the last few years for me, it's just been a lot of work, So it's time to enjoy it again. Go back to
No, definitely.
the what I do, and that's talking to people. Not that I don't talk to people when I've been at events. I've just been so stressed. You know what I mean? And it's not been, I've not felt like me Ghostbuster. It's got,
No,
although I'm going to,
it'll be good to see you taking, like I said, not a step back, but a
yeah,
side back, and
I'm
you
not even going to get
out there
dressed.
enjoying it.
Yeah, when I'm not
No,
in Leo, I'm just going to be me and just be at Comic Con talking to people. It's going to be
yeah,
so. Yeah, it's what I do best.
be good.
So yeah,
That's it.
so, yeah. So that's it for us in terms of I mean, it's not. We've got some other events coming up. We've got an Eastleigh summer fair, I think. And a few other bits and pieces. We're actually doing another market. We've done a market recently. We're going to be doing another one just across the way from where I live, funny enough, which is really good. Uh, so there's a few things coming up. But I think in terms of booking events, I think I'm going to pass that over to Tom. Tom's going to be the man for doing, booking the events and keeping that stress away from me.
Yeah,
It'll be fine. I'll be working alongside Tom and we'll get it done together. Yeah, it should be good. Can't wait to get I just can't wait to get Port Solent done. Because I think I'm
that'd be
looking
good. Be
forward
good
to
day.
seeing how much we've raised for cancer research because we've already raised. Well, so I mean, we've raised nearly 1,500. 1,500. I think we did 1,500 so far, just under. And I think Debbie said she was going to up that to 1,500, which is Debbie's the manager of the cancer research shop where we take the money to. And so we just want to double that at least. See what we can do. Port Solent's always been good for our fundraising. We've always done really good with fundraising down there. So we shall see next year at Port. I mean, I spoke to Lisa about next year at Port Solent, maybe doing something a little bit bigger than just the
Yeah,
tent. So that should be good. So we'll see how big we can make Portsmouth Comic Con next year. I'm looking forward to having a chat with them, see if they'll have us back, and if they do, can we do something on a much grander scale, maybe?
that
But I
sounds
mean,
good.
someone's got to push the Star Wars people out. I'm sorry, Star Wars people. Joker Squad, no, I know. Joker Squad are brilliant. Love guys. But yeah, I mean, you've done well for the past what, 10 years? Not quite 10 years. What's 7, 8 years? Come on, Ghostbusters are in now, mate. Star Wars is. You got your Grogu, whatever. We've had it all. Go on, crack a lacking. We'll get in there. I think we can. Yeah, I think we could. I think we could do something a little bit bigger next year. Thing is, the rate Steve knocks out Ghosts will be hanging them everywhere though. They'll be all
Yeah,
over the place.
the whole guild hall will be covered in them.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Oh, what are you looking forward to, Port Solent then, Alex? What's your? Is there anything at Port Solent? Because I find it such a really good family event. I mean, I know last year you bought the port. Are you bringing the family this year?
It is. Uh, Probably. Well, they might come down on their own, but obviously I'm coming
Yeah.
down early to help set up and stuff, so that
Nice.
they might pop down on their own. But yeah, no, it's a good event. It's a free event. They've got that park at the back where the kids just like to muck about in the park.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like the way the stalls flow. So you work at the top, and then you work your way back at the bottom. You get to see
Yeah.
everything in like a nice flow.
It's nice, and do
Oh
you know
yeah, I
what?
love it
This
down
year,
there.
they're having some more stalls this year as well. So the road where we were on, as it goes round, there's going to be
Yeah,
stalls down the road as well. So there's going to be a lot there. And for such a small place, it's such a big event, and it
yeah.
just gets
The,
it
the,
gets packed. It does. It's
they
such a
they
good
planned it
event.
well. Yeah,
They have, and it's such a good family event. And it's free, and that's great. But this, everything down there is just geared around, being a good little family day out. Which I think is really good. Oh yeah. So maybe this year I might actually get round to seeing stuff. Because
yeah,
I know Joker Squad have actually got more stuff down there this year. Because what was it last year or the year before? I think they just put their Tauntaun down there, didn't they? And that was it. But I think there's a bit more there this year. I mean, no, last year weren't they inside a shop? remember rightly. Someone was saying that they had space inside the
Yeah,
shop.
yeah, in a restaurant. That little walk through in like
That's
a
it.
restaurant or
I
bar or
think
something.
they've
Yeah.
got that same place again. When I spoke to Lisa, I think she said they're where they were last year. That'd be good to see what they bring this year because they've got some blooming good kit. You know, their builds are just amazing. I know they inherited a lot of their stuff from the Isle of Wight garrison when that was together, but they were part of 501st and they disbanded, and all their stuff they had on the island, I think, was donated almost to uh
Mhm.
Joker Squad. So they got a good amount of kit, but it is some it's good stuff. So it'd be good to see what they bring down there.
The only problem with you walking around more though, you're going to be spending more money. You're going to be actually
This is
finding
the
stuff.
problem, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you've got to have deep pockets. Uh, but I tend not to take money or I'm not allowed cards. So I just I don't end up spending anything. My missus, no, don't spend. That's all good. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much our forthcoming couple of months, isn't it? What else is there, Alex? I think that's about it, isn't it? I think.
That's it, mate. Yeah, like ending Mass Hysteria, Port
Yeah.
Solent, and then we've got those other little bits. But yeah,
I
it'll be
mean,
good
the only
to
other
count
thing,
up the Mass Hysteria.
yeah, I mean that is a big thing for me. I can't wait to get that counted up. The other thing, of course, is the 84 pack is now almost ready to ship.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've seen a couple of leaked photos of what it actually looks like.
oh, really? They leaked some already, have they? Okay.
They've leaked the packaging and that. But yeah, no, it's the 2nd of June for us. I think is
Yeah.
on schedule.
Excuse me. Yeah, yeah. Looking forward to that. So that's the pack. I'm gonna do a little paint job and turn it into Leo's proton pack. So it won't need a wand. I'm not going to put a wand on it because I've got me katanas.
Yeah.
What do I need a wand for when I've got katanas, right? What I might do, funny enough, is a thought I had was maybe put a hose attached to one of the katanas. Well, that
Yeah.
might be quite funny, but I don't know. Uh, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So Leo will have his own pack, and my other pack is already, is what it is. Yeah, yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. So the pack is a big thing. Uh, Funny enough, the 6th of June is also the same day in America they're doing Ghostbuster Day.
Yeah.
Or yeah, so everyone's turning up at the firehouse, aren't they? Doing the Ghostbuster Day thing, which is I've got to get to one year, maybe next year. Who knows? Maybe when your boy's a bit older, we'll go over as a family. I don't know.
Yeah, it's on the
There you go.
bucket list, definitely.
I need to get a few patches sent to them actually, and to Ghost Corps. So I was going to send them some of the Mass Hysteria patches they can put on their wall. I have to write a note and get that looked at. I'll forget.
Mhm.
It'll be somewhere. I'll remember again in a couple of months. Uh, I think that's about it so far. We haven't got much else to talk about until after Port Solent. See how that went. The big thing will be the count up. So we'll
Yeah.
see what we do. I want to smash 3,000 for the year. On what because year on year, well, actually, the first year we did really well just at Port Solent, but we had a big publicity campaign for that. I put in a lot of work to publicise us being down there. Radio, papers every week, I think, for God knows how long. And
Yeah.
I was spamming Facebook groups for weeks. Uh, but the second year, we did it. And funny enough, Port Solent has always been a 1 day event, and Portsmouth has been a 2 day event. And we did better at Port Solent, didn't we? But it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, to be fair, in the times we're in, it's good that anyone can donate or buy stuff for charity fundraising
Yeah.
because charity's got to start at home, hasn't it? You've got to make sure you're feeding yourself and your family first. So massively grateful to everyone who donates or buys stuff or puts into the raffle, whatever. So yeah, I think that's about it,
Good.
dude. You got anything
Yep.
else?
No, not at the moment. Like I said,
Pretty
just
good.
looking forward to Port Solent.
Yeah.
All good.
Nice. Well, YouTube, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a very short one because there's only been me and Alex. Normally I can bounce. I know I talk a good one, and I know I don't
It's
always let
fine.
other
You're better
people
than
get a
me.
few in. But if there's more people, I can bounce off more people, and we generally make it a little bit longer. But it's been a good talk, Alex. Pleased that you're on board
Yeah.
as an admin and taking a little bit more responsibility. Uh, your responsibility at Port Solent is to make sure I don't walk into kids when I'm
Walking
wearing.
you around. Yeah.
That's your first test. If we get through the day and I haven't injured a 5-year-old, you're passed. No, it's not that bad. Uh, but no, in all seriousness, we wouldn't, it's a testament to how much you put into the group, giving you a little bit more responsibility. Uh, I don't know whether that's the good thing or it's a curse. Who knows? We'll see.
No, it
But
is. No, I'm looking. Well, the time will tell. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, no, it's all good, mate. Thanks very much. So yeah, YouTube. Any comments, leave them down below. If you like this video, that'd be fantastic. And if you want to subscribe and see any more videos of me talking by myself on these videos because I just rant on, please do subscribe. Alex has been amazing, mate. Thank you very much. I'll
Thanks,
be
Andy.
seeing
Thank
you
you, mate.
in a couple of weeks. YouTube, we'll see you in a couple of weeks too when you come down to Port Solent. Over there.